Lisa, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Thanks for coming on to the podcast. What's been happening?
Not much.
Not much, are you right?
Well, a couple of months ago, I had a baby.
Yes.
So since then, yeah, it's been pretty full on.
How is she, sorry?
She's great.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very cute.
Yep.
As cute as the pictures.
Very. Cuter
Yeah.
even.
Good. How's Gary?
He's good as well. Getting into the swing of things.
She loving being a dad?
Yeah, she's definitely a daddy's
Yeah.
girl.
Good. So, you were obviously a client of mine a couple of years ago now, and you're back in Elite. How's it feel to be back in?
Weird.
Aye.
Like coming up the steps to the front door, I was like, God, I've not been up here in a while.
Different to coming in to do some squats and bench pressing and that, aye?
Yep.
So obviously you went through a transformation and you lost a good bit of weight before you came into Elite, and then you came into Elite to change your body shape, and we're just going to have a wee chat about all of that today.
Okay.
You good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you first realise that you had to make a change in regards to your body or your health?
It was the October after me and my now husband moved in together. We moved in together in the March previous. And you know, that way you just get to that really comfortable stage and you're just eating junk and drinking loads of alcohol, and it was just like that for a solid few months because it was like all exciting.
Both of you?
Yeah, both of us. Aye. And so got to the October, and my husband had been paying a gym membership for like the past 2 or 3 years but never actually been. So it was a case of either cancel it or start going.
Yeah.
So I said to him, well, don't cancel it and we can both start going. And he laughed because he looked at me and he's like, there's no way you're going in a gym. I used to complain about walking anywhere, never mind anything else. So
What age were you here?
25.
Right, okay. 5 years ago.
Yeah, aye, thanks. Thanks for telling everybody what age I'm.
I'll edit that out.
So actually started in the October. Then we got engaged the following month.
Right.
So that was a great excuse as any to actually stick to it.
Definitely.
But I was sticking to it. I was sticking to it. I was going like a couple of days a week at most, if that. And then I went wedding dress shopping, found a dress that I completely fell in love with, but I hated how I looked in it.
Right, okay.
And to the point that I actually stood in front of the mirror, I was like, the dress is beautiful, and then I started crying.
Oh, no.
And my mum thought I was crying because I'd found the dress and I loved it, but I was actually crying because I was like,
Really
I love
happy.
it, but I look terrible in it.
No.
So
that
gave
gave
me
you a kick up the bum to
aye,
go for it.
yeah.
So how overweight were you in regards to how many like stones did you think you needed to lose, or how much did you actually lose?
To be honest, I thought I needed to lose maybe a couple of stone, but once I got to that mark, I still felt I needed to lose more, and it wasn't a case I was looking at myself and going, oh, I'm still massive, I wasn't tearing myself apart, but just to get to a stage where I felt happy, I felt it wasn't enough. So in the end, I think it was about 4.5 I ended up losing.
Brilliant. And that was achieved through just kind of trying to eat a bit better and doing quite a bit of cardio?
Yeah, I mean, my diet was better, by all means, definitely better, but it still wasn't that great. But I think just because I was so unfit and unhealthy beforehand, eating one salad a week probably done me a favour.
Yeah, definitely. So what was your kind of lifestyle like before you did lose the kind of 4.5 stone? Before you started going to the gym, like, were you partying a lot? Were you eating junk food a lot? Were you just lack of exercise? Or was it a mixture of everything?
It was a lack of exercise, definitely. I wouldn't say I was out a lot. I did drink a lot in the house at the weekends and stuff. Or I'd have a drink with my dinner at night through the week. Yeah. And like a great example is in the morning. Like I was always up, the alarm went off, I was up and out the door, like showered, dressed, out the door. I never stopped for breakfast or anything like that. So on the way to work I always stopped in at the petrol station. I got a pepperami and a Red Bull and ate and drank that on the way to work.
Oh, brilliant.
And then
once a wee bit of protein in the pepperami, meat technically, huh?
And then once I got to work, I went to the wee burger van that was outside and either got a rolling sausage or a cheeseburger. Yep. 9 o'clock in the morning.
Brilliant.
I was ordering
A cheeseburger?
I'm telling you, it was bad.
But it tasted good, but...
It did,
well,
but...
probably didn't, but... oh, that grease, man. Good way to start the day, buddy.
Well, I thought so at the time.
So, just like, mainly eating crap, basically. And
pretty much.
What about your dinners? Was it like easy options, or were you not very much a cook? Or?
I'm definitely not much of a cook.
Oh, you're still not?
No, still not. But it was very much microwave meals, and you know how like those breaded chicken Kievs that you just bung in the oven?
Yep.
It was things like that, and frozen chips, and like the snacks was like afterwards, after my dinner. Sorry,
it's a silly bit loose.
After my dinner, I would sit and eat like 2 packets of crisps and a bar of chocolate whilst watching the telly, and it was just a terrible diet.
Just habits though, isn't it? You just get yourself into those habits, and I think, well, I assume that as soon as you started to even kind of change that, you felt different. Oh, definitely.
I mean, the biggest thing I felt was that I was less tired.
Yeah.
That was the most noticeable thing, like pretty much within a week. Was definitely less tired.
Just feeling a wee bit more energetic and stuff.
Yeah, like before blaming my diet and lack of exercise, I used to always say things like, maybe there's something wrong with my thyroid, or do you know what I mean? And I would start like trying to blame it on something health related, when really realistically it was just the fact that I wasn't exercising or eating well.
Totally. I remember when I was working in Morrison's years and years ago, and I was like drinking quite a lot and my diet was awful. I remember I used to think to myself that I was like seriously ill. I used to convince myself that there's something wrong with me, but I just was living a very bad lifestyle, and that's why I just felt like crap in the mornings, every morning. Like, I think if you live like that, it's going to reflect.
It's nuts. I mean, I still remember the very first time I met you. You don't remember it because you were absolutely hammered.
What night was this?
But was it it was a Blink 182 gig?
Oh no.
At the SCCC. This must have been about 15 or something.
I think me and John talked about this night on the podcast that we done about drinking.
Extremely different now to what you did then, that's for sure.
I was alright.
I'm not going to lie, you were.
I was. Let's move on quickly. So when you came to train with me, I remember actually when you first inquired about training, you said you just wanted me to show you how to use the weights a little bit.
Yep.
So obviously that's what we ended up doing. Obviously ended up becoming more than that, but when you started changing how you trained, because obviously you'd lost a good bit of weight through your cardio basically and your diet. So when you started to lift, what did you start to see changing in yourself or in your body and how you looked compared to when you were just trying to lose weight doing cardio? I
mean, in the end, my whole shape changed. My legs changed shape. My stomach, my arms, everything changed shape. When I was doing cardio, although I wouldn't say I was skinny, I was thin, but I was still, you could still grab my skin and, do you know what I mean, like grab an inch, and flabby bits and stuff, and the weightlifting really helped with that.
Did you just see your body kind of visually changing quite quickly? Because I think when somebody if they've never really done weight training before, if they start to do it consistently and make some tweaks to their diet, maybe like the protein intake, I think visual changes can come around pretty quickly sometimes. What type of cardio were you doing, or like how long were you doing it for when you were kind of doing it? I
was going on the cross trainer for 10 minutes and the treadmill for 30 minutes, and that was it.
What running?
That was literally it. I couldn't even run, to be honest. I was that unfit. Like, I was just walking really fast.
I was going to say, you must have been pretty fit if you were
sometimes I'd put it uphill if I was feeling adventurous. But that was pretty much it. That
was it. So you were probably, I'm assuming you were maybe cutting your calories if you're trying to lose weight.
Do you know, I wasn't actually counting calories at that point. I think just the sheer change in my diet helped immensely, and probably because of the change I was eating less calories without actually tracking them.
Subconsciously,
yeah, because I wasn't eating so much
and possibly,
high calorie foods.
Possibly you were maybe losing some muscle at that point as well, which obviously
Probably.
by doing a lot of cardio,
Yeah,
you
if I
maybe
had
weren't-
any at that point.
aye, with what you did have, you certainly wouldn't have been growing any lean tissue, and I think
No.
that obviously once you start to pick up some weights, that's what happens, and obviously that's how you can change your aesthetic look quite quickly, and you start to see shapes and definition. That kind of word that toning is what a lot of people use. That's what basically happens when you're getting rid of some body fat and then you're growing muscle. But obviously I think it can be quite off-putting when you say to people you're going to grow muscle. I think people can get a bit freaked out, females. But did you not have that fear? Is that what you wanted that?
No, to be honest, like, I knew the basics. Like, I knew that it was going to be impossible for me to get bulky unless I was weight training like 3 times a day religiously. Like, I just knew that it wasn't easy for a girl to build muscle, and I knew that doing cardio wasn't going to tone me, if that's the word you want to use. Because like, even when I did go through the transformation, like, people used to say to me, "Oh, what can I do at the gym to tone? Like, I really want to get toned up, but I don't want to lift weights." And my reply was always, "Well, if you want tone, you need to lift weights."
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're not going to get it otherwise.
And what do you think those fears were? The people telling you that they didn't want to lift weights? Do you think did they maybe think they were going to end up really bulky or something?
I think they're going to end up like proper bulky.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you're trying to explain that won't happen, I don't think a lot of people believe it. And I think it's just, well, I think it's a cross between that. They're scared that they're going to get bulky, but they're also maybe a bit intimidated to go into the weight room of their gym if they've got a membership, because it is majority guys. Like, you'll maybe see a couple of girls in my gym anyway. I mean, there's very few girls.
I think that's one of the benefits of I feel working in a private studio, because people can come in and learn without having to learn in front of 10, 20, 30 people at the one time, and that's probably quite a good thing about working from the studio. How did you find that? Like, the kind of just coming in and knowing that there wasn't going to be loads of people there when you were first starting out?
I loved that part of it, because I was the same. Like, in the cardio days, I did try and go in. Like, that was how I remember contacting you, because I tried to go into the weights room a couple of times, and I was like, I can't do this. There's too many guys. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared in case I hurt myself.
Totally.
But once I started coming to sessions with you, it built the confidence to know what I was doing, to then go into the weight room and go like that. Do you know what? I do belong here because I know what I'm doing. Yeah,
absolutely. I think you took to it so well. You just get some people who, as soon as they start doing weights, they just fall in love with it and they don't want to do any other form of exercise, which is great. Do you know what I mean? But it's great to see, because I think that there is a thing around weight training, especially females, that it can be off-putting, but there's more benefits to weight training than obviously just changing how you look. For health purposes, because obviously muscle is important, and we don't want to be losing muscle by doing endless cardio and not working the muscle. But aside from that, and aside from how you looked, did you notice any changes in yourself as you started to change and you started to really like what you were seeing in the mirror? And did you, confidence wise, like what were the main changes in you as a person as you carried on your training? It
definitely boosted my confidence. But I think this is going to sound probably, it's a really stupid story, but it's the one thing that comes to mind when I think about how I felt like so good afterwards. Like, I've got a couple of cats, and I get this wood pellet cat litter, and the bag's massive, the bag that I get, and I always used to push it out to the car in the trolley, kind of tip it into the boot. And then when I got home, at this point I lived up 3 flights of stairs. I used to always have to phone my husband and say, "Can you come down and get this for me?" Because there was no way I was able to carry it out the car, never mind up the stairs. And I think the day that I slung it over my shoulder and carried it up 3 flights of stairs without feeling knackered after it, I felt like Superwoman. I was like, yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what about when you were like maybe going clothes shopping, you feel that you were fitting into like better dresses or sizes of clothes, or feeling just more confident in actually going clothes shopping for like a party and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been one in general, even when I lost all the weight, for wearing like crop tops or tight clothes or anything like that. I've always quite liked loose fitting stuff either way. But when it did come to like Christmas party season and stuff, and I was shopping for a dress, rather than trying to find something that was a bit loose at the stomach, it did feel really good to be buying smaller dresses and tighter dresses.
Aye, definitely.
And because I always felt like in cardio days as well, I felt like I had like absolutely no arse whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then squats changed that,
Definitely.
and then I felt a lot more confident wearing tighter dresses.
Awesome. So what about for your mindset, mental health, stuff like that? Because, you know, as a human being, we all have days where we feel like shit, or weeks even, or, you know, sometimes we can't even put our finger on it, but when those times come, is training something that really helps you feel better, or just pick yourself up a little bit? Does it have a positive impact on your mindset, basically?
100%. Like if I had a tough day in work or just a tough day in general, going to the gym after it always cleared my head. I left feeling so much better. Sometimes you just have those days where you wake up on the wrong side of bed, and you still feel tired and sluggish and just a bit miserable. I always found that if I got up and felt like that, going to the gym, like, don't get me wrong, it was difficult to drag myself there, but once I did and actually done the session, I mean, put it this way, I've never went into the gym, done a session and regretted it. I've always left feeling so much better.
No, I mean, I hear that a lot, but that's because it's true. It genuinely is true. Like, that happened to me yesterday. I just woke up and I just felt absolute shite. Sometimes you can't even put your finger on why, or you don't even know why, but I hadn't planned to train yesterday. I was actually going to get a sports massage, I ended up getting cancelled, so I ended up training, and something happens during the training.
Happy hormone.
Must it? You like your music as well, don't you?
Yep.
Do you have headphones when you train?
Aye. Oh.
So I think those
Definitely.
two together, for me personally, is like, it's hard to beat that feeling when you're pushing yourself, lifting heavy with the music at the same time, music that you love.
Yep.
Heavy bands or kind of upbeat bands, or obviously some people might listen to more kind of like dance type music or hip hop or that, but I'm more of a kind of band person, heavy or kind of pop punk and stuff, and when I've got those two together, it's hard to replicate that feeling anywhere else, really, honestly.
I agree.
You're probably sitting there going, apart from having a daughter, but apart from that, it's just drastically can change your mood, but as you say, sometimes it's just the initial getting there that's the problem. Do you find there's days that you do struggle to get there at all?
I mean, I'm human. Like, I'm sure everybody that trains has days like that.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'll not be able to talk myself into going, so I don't go, and then later on I'm like, I wish I'd went.
Yeah. And then you try and remember that the next time that you feel like not going, you try and remember what it felt like to actually go. So part of elite is when somebody gets through their transformation and gets to a stage where they look the shape of their life and getting down to body fat levels they never thought they would get to. We do our transformation shoot, and you know, not everybody gets to that, and you made it there and done it, and you looked obviously amazing. Were you proud of doing that? Was that something that you got to, and you looked at the photos at the end and you were really, really chuffed with? Was it something that obviously you worked really hard to get into that condition, and it shows, but how did that make you feel, the process? Just stick that up, just push it up. I don't know why it's dropping down like that. Nightmare. So how did you feel getting to the end of that, and after all the hard work and actually doing it and then seeing the photos back?
Amazing. I mean, just like the sheer willpower that I didn't realise that I had. I felt was quite incredible, really. I mean, I was going to the gym in the morning before work, I was going to the gym after work. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I never had much of a social life at the time of doing it, but the outcome, like, was just having a goal and reaching it is one of the best feelings ever.
I think you just said it there when you said you didn't realise you had that, and I think that's why I love people that are taking it to that level to get to that stage, because it does take that extra push, it does take that extra wanting it, basically, because you need to get up, maybe you want to stay in bed or it's cold, or the thought of doing some cardio is a killer.
Yep.
But you know what, you think to yourself, I really want this, and you push yourself to do it, and then you find out about yourself a wee bit, and that's when I was in the last month or two for my elite transformation shoot as a client. I think that's when I realised, you know what, you can do anything if you put your mind to it, and that might sound silly because it was just training or whatever, but I especially coming from a lifestyle where I couldn't even go to the gym more than once a week or sustain it for more than 3 weeks, to then getting to a stage where I had like a six pack and I was going to look how I never thought I looked. I did find out a lot about myself, and I think that's what pushed me on to then believe in myself that I could become a personal trainer, I could do these things, triathlons and all the rest of it. I never thought I ever could. And did it push? Did you start to change in how you looked at yourself or believed in yourself as you went through that kind of process?
I mean, I used to look at a weight and think, there's no way I'm going to be able to lift that. I mean, you'll know yourself. I used to say it during sessions where you'd be like, right, on you go, 5 reps, and I'd be like, no way. And sometimes I think in the beginning at least, you do need somebody to say to you, you can do that, just pick it up. And but yeah, it definitely started to believe in myself a bit more. And I think a big part of it as well is like not just the willpower of make sure you train and make sure you eat well, it's the willpower of not letting anybody else throw obstacles in your way, because people do try. Like
I remember there was definitely times where you were feeling a wee bit, I don't know what the word would be, but there was, well, you talk about it, and was there a wee bit of negativity there from certain points, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about that too much because it is just negativity, but I mean, there was people, I guess it's people that maybe they want to do it and they feel they can't. That they then try and kind of put you down essentially.
That could be hard. That could be hard though to.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't easy, and there was times where I used to go home and I was quite upset about it because sometimes it comes from people that you don't expect it to come from. But I mean, in the end, it's just a case of up and over. If you want it bad enough, then just ignore all the negativity and just go and do it.
Totally, I think sometimes you do just need to focus on yourself rather than other people, as hard as it is, because it is hard. Because I remember, you know, when I was in the process of changing my lifestyle and I was stopping drinking, or I was not buying Greggs for my lunch anymore in the bank, and I was turning up with my prepped meals. You get some amount of shit for prepping your meals, don't you?
I know.
It's like, because you're trying to eat a bit better and then not buy crap all the time, it's like you're the weird one.
But then do you notice that those people are the ones that in a couple of months' time end up doing the same thing?
It's
like one person slated me so much for doing it, like daily, and then when it came to summertime, then
you're asking how to do it.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah. So I think it's. I did find it hard to deal with sometimes. I ended up snapping a couple of times and get myself into, I don't know, into trouble basically, because then you know, you're the one that snapped and went in a mood with somebody or whatever. But like, it's just one of those things that you know you're doing the best thing for you, and that's all you really need to focus on in those points. But I think one of the things that I love most about what you manage to do is what I try and achieve with every single person that comes in the door, is that, you know, if I'm spending a lot of time with somebody in regards to helping them lose weight, getting them into better shape, changing their habits, as soon as there's going to be a point where they don't train with me anymore, whether it's money reasons or whether they've learned enough to go and do it on their own. But even when you know how to do it, it can be hard not having that person to answer to every week to say, have you done your training, have you done your food diary, blah blah blah, and it's hard to do it on your own and sustain it. But that's what, 2 years ago now, over 2 years.
Just coming up to 2 years. It was 2 years Christmas time.
Aye, so your shoot was October, I think, and then you stayed on a wee while after. So it's been 2 years, and obviously you're still training regularly. You're still eating well. You live a healthy lifestyle. You're doing your own studying and nutrition next year. And how did you do it? Like in regards to, did you just have a certain drive to keep on going? And what advice would you give to somebody who is looking to lose weight but not to basically constantly yo-yo?
Well, I mean, that's exactly it. What you said, it became a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It wasn't a case of I finished up with you and walked out the door and went, right, that's it, where's the nearest McDonald's?
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely love training, enjoy eating well, balanced diet. I mean, who knew that you could sneak in chocolate and pizza and that?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people don't realise that. So my advice as well would be, don't think that you need to do some crazy diet where you cut out all the things you love. I mean, as you know, I'm obsessed with pizza. Like, there is no way I'm cutting pizza out of my diet.
Totally.
But whereas I think a lot of people feel that they need to stop eating the things they love, and they don't. Do you want me to just hold it? Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
That looks okay.
Magic touch.
So just more of a balance rather than too much restriction.
Yeah, and I guess ultimately slow and steady wins the race. Like, don't be in such a hurry. I mean, I know a lot of people, they think, right, 2 weeks to go until the Christmas party.
Yeah.
I need to fit into this dress, and then they just do some crazy fad diet like aloe vera, or even Slimming World. Don't even get me started on either of them. Like, I'll be here all day, but they just want a quick fix.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, they'll do the diet, they'll have the quick fix, they'll lose the weight that they want, they'll fit into their dress, they'll look great, and then as soon as they start eating the way they did before, the weight's back on, then sometimes, and then a few months later they'll go back and do the same diet, and you'll ask them, why are you doing that diet again? And they say, oh, because it worked really well the last time. Well, I don't mean to be cheeky, but obviously it didn't, or else you wouldn't be going back and doing it again.
Yeah, totally.
So my advice would be just to actually change your lifestyle, rather than deprive yourself, torture yourself.
So maybe look at a bit more of eating the things that we know we should eat a lot of the time, vegetables and lean proteins and good quality carbohydrates, but you know, as long as you can have that other stuff, like maybe a wee bit of alcohol or a bit of junk food or takeaway and stuff, but not do it
I don't take it too far
all the time or turn it into a 2 or 3 day binge or anything. But I think that's obviously where people can find it hard, because there has to be that balance between allowing yourself those things so you're not fully restricted, but you do need to say no sometimes to things, because obviously I know that you've worked in an environment where there's a lot of temptation on a daily basis.
Why?
And it's about just basically trying not to do it all the time. Yeah. But still managing to find that balance. Is that what you try and still do now? You just still try and find a balance of, oh, I really want a wee treat and I'll have it, but that'll be it, and it'll not be too many. How do you find that? Yeah, I mean, I find it fine now. It was difficult for me in the beginning, but now, like, for example, if I really fancy like a bit of chocolate, and I don't want like dark chocolate, I want, like, as I call it, proper chocolate. Yeah, proper. I'll go, say, for the Milky Way rather than the Galaxy Caramel. Yeah. Purely because it's still chocolate, still tastes good, but it's like a quarter of the calories. Yeah. So. Did you ever tell yourself, oh, I can't have that because I'll have 10? And do you feel that was you putting yourself into that mindset, or do you feel that genuinely you couldn't stop? I know there's some things that I used to tell myself, like with Snickers, a well-known fact, I used to have a problem with Snickers. But as soon as I actually took a step back and told myself, of course you can have one, I could then have one and I could call it there. Whereas before I had it in my head, I can't have one because I'll have 10, and then when I had one I would have 10, but that was just me in my head. Yeah. It wasn't an actual addiction. Do you know what I mean? So did you any foods that you found yourself like that you can now enjoy more balanced? Or is there stuff that you generally like, just like, I can't eat, I'm not going there? The one thing that I'd probably say, I can do it with pretty much everything. Yeah. The one thing that I probably can't is ice cream. Like, if
I don't actually scoop it out and put it into a bowl and then just eat what's in the bowl. I'll sit and wire through the whole tub easy. So if I am having ice cream, I'll make sure I scoop it out and actually put a portion into a bowl rather than just taking the tub through the living room and sitting on the couch.
And then maybe putting a lock on the freezer or something. So you were speaking earlier that you are now a mother. How's that changed your life? Obviously it's early days yet, but...
well, even though it's early days, it's changed dramatically. My outlook's not changed. I still want to train, I still want to eat well. I kept being told whilst I was pregnant that my eating well would go out the window, because once the baby's here, you're not going to have time to do this and you're not going to have time to do that. And but I think, I don't mean it in a bad way towards anyone that's struggled with it, but personally, I've just made it one of the many priorities. Obviously, my wee girl's my first priority overall, and if I don't manage to make a, I say me make a meal, I don't cook, it's my husband that does it, but if he doesn't manage to make a meal, then so be it. Like, we've got stuff in the freezer that is still healthy, because we've done that like beforehand as well. We batch cooked, well, he batch cooked, and we froze everything, so if there is a day where she's having a meltdown and we don't get the chance to actually sit down and make a proper meal, we'll just whip something that was previously made at the freezer. So
did your diet change that? Did it change at all really when you were pregnant, or was it always
when I was pregnant? Oh no, sorry, I thought you meant after, like now. No, it definitely changed when I was pregnant.
Alright, I was thinking there, I was like, I didn't know that. But... Sorry,
I must have misunderstood you there. No.
Right, so what you were just discussing there was post having the baby?
Yeah,
okay. So you were just basically back to the way you were before, after you had all kind of what you were eating for your meals and stuff?
Yeah.
Aye. So what about when you were pregnant?
Right, well, sorry. Whilst I was pregnant, in the very beginning, like the first trimester was just carb city. Like, I didn't want anything that wasn't bread or a potato. Pasta, you name it, like just in tons of it. I never calorie counted or anything. I just
craving it.
Yeah. And then in the second trimester in the middle, it got better. I was enjoying fruit and stuff again. It's obviously like carbs as well, but it was much better. I was able to have like an actual chicken salad and things that I ate previously. And towards the end, again, it was just carbs and pretty much craving chocolate every single day. Tons of orange juice, like it was ridiculous. I'm surprised I never turned into an orange, the amount I was drinking. And so yeah, my diet wasn't great when I was pregnant, if I'm being honest.
Did that affect you mentally, or were you okay with it because you knew it was short term? Yeah,
I was actually okay with it because obviously I was going for my checkups and being told that baby was healthy and everything. I just thought to myself, do you know what, she's the main concern right now. As long as she's healthy and growing well and whatever, then any weight or anything that I put on after she's born, I've lost it before, I can lose it again. I know what to do. I'm not scared to work hard, so I just figured I'll deal with it.
Totally. And what about training? Like, because I'm pretty sure you were training when you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Were you always going to do that, or were you a wee bit kind of, you didn't know if you were gonna, or was it something you were always going to do?
No, it was something I was always going to do. I figured that if I stopped whilst I was pregnant, then my body probably would have shut down because it's no use to no training or growing a human. So I kept at it. I was a wee bit worried initially about what certain people would think, and I was correct. Like, a few people did say to me, should you be doing that? And I mean, obviously I had to be nice about it, but it was in the tip of my tongue to be like, well, nobody cares about the baby as much as I do, so why would I do anything that's going to harm it?
So do you think that is that just something that is a myth, that a lot of people think that you shouldn't be doing it when you're pregnant?
Definitely.
Is that the general consensus of most people then? Kind of, well, you're still training?
Yeah, I mean, there was somebody even said to me at one point, oh, lifting weights will cause you to have a low birth weight.
Oh, really?
And I mean, she was chunky.
Definitely
wasn't a low birth weight.
What the hell?
So, yeah.
But you, in your head, you just knew you were cool with it, you were doing the right thing.
For as long as I could.
For you.
I only managed to train up until I think was about 6.5, maybe 7 months.
It's good going.
With the weight training.
You must have been pretty quick at that point.
But after that, I swam here and there, walking, and then I actually just got to a stage where I found it difficult to even walk.
Yeah.
I mean, you seen me, like I wasn't wee, put it that way. It was a ton I was carrying. So.
And you would have been at work at the same time.
Yeah.
And still working as well.
I was just absolutely exhausted.
Must have been absolutely done in, like. And then obviously, you're now. You've had the baby. I was going to say you've not got a baby inside you anymore. But it's probably best just to say you've had the baby.
That's true as well.
And I'm assuming that you were just like chomping at the bit to get back in about things after that.
I was. Again, I'll be honest. I went into the hospital thinking this is going to be great. I'm going to have my wee girl and then I'm going to get right back into training. Yeah. But realistically, for me anyway, it didn't quite happen like that. Yeah. So. I mean, it was quite a difficult labour, I'll not go into that, but I was told afterwards that I wouldn't be able to train for at least 12 weeks, which was absolutely crushing. That's definitely not what I wanted to hear. Definitely. But I think after about 6 weeks maybe, I was told that I could start light training and listen to my body and that kind of stuff, so I did. So I started back training, immediately felt amazing, like after the first one, I just felt incredible. And I mean, luckily my mum's been great and she said that she would look after my daughter a couple of times a week to allow me to have the time to go to the gym. I also got a weight set up and everything for the house on the days that I wasn't able to go to the actual gym. So was feeling absolutely great, and then one of the complications that I had previously came back, and I've been told that I'm not allowed to train again for another few weeks. So again, that wasn't nice to hear, but I just need to do what I need to do. I'm allowed to swim and walk, so I'll make sure I swim and walk because I can't do any exercise because I'll just feel rotten.
Definitely, that'll definitely help. Go on a wee swim, a bit of fresh air, down a walk, and obviously walking with your daughter and stuff. But obviously training's been a big part of your life over the last few years. You know, you've really dedicated yourself to it for the reasons that you said earlier, because you love it basically. So do you feel that, as much as you will obviously get right back into it, do you feel that you're gonna, or it will be harder for you to do it to the same level, you know, now that you're going to have that added responsibility, you're going to be back at work at whatever point? Like, how do you feel about it basically going forward? And you're just going to take it as it comes, see what happens, and obviously do your best? I'll
take it as it comes and do my best. I obviously have thought about it, and it's just when I can, really. I mean, that's the thing that I've discovered very quickly in the past 2 months, is that you could have an array of plans for the following day, go to bed, wake up, and your baby's just like, no happening. And that's it, your whole day just goes to pot, and then you can't do it. And obviously she always comes first, so I'll just try and squeeze in training as often as I can, and then when I go back to work, I've not quite fully thought about that yet, so I'll need to work that out, but I'm considering possibly switching my gym to somewhere in city centre where I work, so that I can go on my lunch breaks. So that way I can be home for everything that needs done.
Well, that's it, and you're already thinking ahead to that situation, maybe moving gym, and I think that when there's a real want to do it, you'll find a way to do it. You know, whether it's lunchtime, before work, after work, weekends, whatever. You know, whereas I think if somebody's really not that fussed, they'll always find an excuse not to do it. And I think that's the difference really. It's just mindset and the one that's there. So good luck when you're going back in the gym. And what's your like go-to exercises for, like, when you're just going to go in and do the things that you know is going to make you feel awesome? What's your kind of top?
Once I do get to go back.
What's your favourite things to do?
Definitely Definitely a shoulder session.
Shoulders?
I reckon. Aye.
Yeah.
I know that sounds mad, and that's
not
probably not what
expecting
I know it's probably
You've got
not what
great
everybody
shoulders,
else would
so,
say.
You've got great
But
shoulders, so it shows.
it's just I don't know what it is. I just absolutely love training my shoulders. I love that burning pain. I don't know if it's just because because it's like a small muscle and you proper feel the burn.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Yeah, I like it.
What about
it's a vanity workout? I like to call that one.
A what?
A vanity workout.
What about legs? You into your leg training?
Oh, I like
Squats.
everything. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't want really big legs. I know a lot of girls love the quadzilla and everything like that. Personally, I just don't suit it. Not that I've ever had massive legs, to be fair, but shoulders look boulders, and I'll say that one.
Boulders, aye. I thought you were going to say like Popeye or something there, and I was like, nah, that's forearms he's got. Obviously, you're married as well, and you know Gary is into his training as well. Yep. Do you feel that that's something that really helps with you and your training? Do you train together, or do you take turns at going, or do you do your own thing? How does that work? Before or now? Now. Or well, how did it work previously? Because obviously it's a bit different now. But
previously, we always 9 times out of 10 went at the same time, and went our separate ways. We didn't we weren't one of those couples that actually worked out together and done the same routine and stuff.
Press machine or something,
no, never done that.
No.
And then there was times where he would go after work, and then by the time he got home, I was finishing work because he finishes earlier than me. Now, obviously, as you know, I've just been told I'm not allowed to train anymore, well, for the foreseeable future. Yeah. But he's still going just as and when he can. Yeah. He used to go after work a lot, but now he's just wanting to get home and see his wee girl, so he goes in the mornings more often now, and weekends.
I always remember him in the house. Being a dead morning person.
Oh,
I remember he
doesn't sleep, it's weird.
6 in the morning and all that.
Aye.
Which is different
still the
to
same.
Me, but he went through a transformation himself. You know, he lost a lot of weight as well. Was that both at the same? Was that both at the same time for the wedding? Yeah. So how do you think it would have been tougher if he wasn't doing that? Do you feel that you maybe would have had a bit of, I don't know, like your dinners or meals or anything like that? Do you think it?
I'm not too sure because that was never the case. But I mean, what I can say is that he definitely helped. Like I say, he's the one that does the cooking. Like I burn soup.
Hey, let's talk about this, right? Because do you just hate it?
I don't enjoy it. He genuinely loves cooking. Like he loves getting all the spices.
How you cook chicken? Can you cook chicken yet?
I can, but again, I don't like it. It's like I chop it apart though. Like see, you know how you've got like a chicken breast and it comes out on the plate and it still just looks like the perfect chicken breast.
Yes.
Mine's is always in strips because I chop it apart just to make sure that it's no pink in the inside because I'm so scared I'm going to give somebody food poisoning.
I'm the same as that. I was prepping my chicken last night, and then for the day, and I seasoned it so that way because it's seasoned you really can't tell how cooked it is. Yeah. So I was cutting it. I cut my bits in half to make sure
that sounds painful.
But then I was thinking to myself, because they were for today, so I'm thinking, are they now going to be dry because I've cut them in half? But I had to make sure they were cooked. But that's like, I still can't judge if chicken's cooked or no. 5-6 years later, doing it every other day, I still can't judge it. I mean, you get one of the things that you stick inside and it tells you.
See, I don't trust that.
Nah. Sausages as well, I need to cut them in half.
See, cooking's stressful. Like, I just don't enjoy it.
I find it quite therapeutic.
No. I find cleaning therapeutic.
You are?
So it's quite a good combo.
Reading?
Cleaning. So he cooks, I clean.
Oh, that's alright then.
Perfect combo.
That works out pretty well. What advice would you give someone? We kind of touched on it earlier, but you know, say a female who's wanting to get in phenomenal shape, but is a wee bit scared of going into the gym or training with weights or going into the free weight section where there's 10 guys all training. What advice would you give them, having you been in that position and now you're in a position where you just go and it doesn't faze you? What would you say to help them push on and go for it? What advice?
Just remind yourself of how much you want it. and just try and pretend that there's, I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but just try and pretend that there's nobody else in the room. I know it's full of people, but just concentrate on yourself and your goals, and just don't even think about anybody else, and just go and do it.
Aye. And what about diet wise for someone who's maybe not knowing where to start? Obviously you're right into your nutrition. Maybe you don't actually cook the food, but you're right into looking at learning what to eat and meals and stuff like that. Is there any go-to things that you would say, have this as a lunch a few times a week, or breakfast, dinner? Is there anything that staples you have in your diet that you feel really helps you stay on track?
One thing that helps me stay on track, I mean, obviously not everybody's a big breakfast person. Like, depends on obviously whether you're hungry or in the morning. I'm always starving when I wake up. I always, no matter what I'm having, 9 times out of 10, make sure that I've got eggs. Because I don't really eat them at any other point through the day. So if I don't squeeze them in the morning, then I'm not going to have them at all. And it's easy protein, they taste good. You can have them all different ways.
Yeah, exactly. But they're so easy to eat as well. I think that's what's just so good in the morning, because see, in the morning somebody's thinking about a bowl of porridge, or I don't know, maybe even like a bit of fruit or something, like a banana or something. I'm trying to think what else, maybe eating morning yogurts and stuff like that. But I think eggs are just like scrambled, especially. It just goes down really, really well. There's so much good nutrient in it, and protein and healthy fats, that I think it's just an absolutely perfect breakfast food.
Or basically, like if you're prepping, boiling them the night before, and then just that's it. They're already
got some sort of egg machine.
Yeah.
What is it?
This thing's changed my life.
Is it? What does it do?
It boils eggs, poaches eggs, and makes omelettes.
Really?
Aye, and I can't make an omelette. It ends up scrambled egg.
Aye. You need a good pan that's half of that.
Aye, it's great.
So what is it? Is it like a?
It's just like no. It's electric. You just plug it in. You pour a wee bit of water in the bottom, and that's it. You just bung your eggs on. That is. Timer. Set it to whether you want them scrambled or whatever, and then.
Going into YouTube this because it sounds insane.
B&M.
Sounds amazing.
$14.99.
$14.99. I've never been in B&M.
You've never been in B&M? You haven't a laugh?
No, and I've just moved house as well, so everybody's like, you need to get to B&M.
You need to get to B&M.
I've never been. Myths, right? What are some of the crazy myths you hear about training or diet that you kind of putting you on the spot with this one, but is there anything that comes straight to mind when you see it on the internet or see it on a magazine or on a telly that you just go, that's ridiculous?
Well, just as we were talking about breakfast, tons of people always say you need to eat breakfast, like when you're trying to lose weight, whatever.
It's the most important meal of the day.
It's always make sure you're eating breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day.
But is it?
No.
See, to be honest, right, and I did, when I first started eating better, and I did think, I need to eat breakfast, I need to eat something, and alright, yeah, it definitely helps your energy levels, and if you're starving, eat breakfast, obviously, but see now, I don't feel that hungry in the morning for whatever reason. Don't know, I think it's because I get up a lot earlier now than what I used to, but when I'm dieting, I don't feel that hungry in the morning, so I know that I'm going to feel much hungrier in the evening. So I would rather, instead of having a 400 or 500 calorie breakfast, I would rather keep that.
Add on to your dinner.
Have more dinner at night, or maybe just have a protein shake in the morning. But yeah, you don't have to, if you don't not eat breakfast, it doesn't mean, I think what I've seen before, your metabolism shuts down apparently. No. Let's try and think of another few.
I think it's not a myth as such, but when I overhear people like chatting or whatever, or posting on Facebook about a weigh-in and how they're weighing themselves once a week and they've put on a pound and they're devastated, and I'm just like, get a tape measure.
Yeah.
Like
photos. If you're doing it on your own, take photos in the mirror, get your partner to take them. I think that visually you can't beat visual progress. Definitely. Weights doesn't make you look like Hulk Hogan.
No.
Makes you look like you in your photo shoot.
Cardio won't tone you.
Yeah, now cardio is great for calorie burning, but it's if you want to get lean, you need to get in that weights area. What else we got?
Because I know loads as well, and my brain's just like shut down.
Carbs after 6, nonsense.
Eating in general after 6.
Eating in general after 6, aye. Again, I'm more of an evening eater. I find myself starving after work, and I'll literally have my dinner at 9, 10 at night, and that could be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 calories. And but because the calories for the day are fine for me, or even for the week, kind of balancing out, just eating at night isn't going to make you put on body fat. Again, it's just another quite a common myth that's out there. There's quite a common myth, I think, that a lot of people like to punt that high protein diets are bad for your kidneys, which again is not there's no evidence, no proof there, unless you've got a pre-existing kidney condition. But these are all things that, you know, if somebody reads or sees that, obviously they're going to think it's true because they're reading it somewhere, and it's quite frustrating. But is this one of the reasons why you chose to study nutrition? Just so you could, is it for helping other people? Is it for yourself? Is it just for a passion to do? Because you're doing it, you were meant to start it this year, but it's next year? Yeah,
I was meant to start it earlier in the year, and then fell pregnant a lot quicker than I thought I would. So I figured it wasn't a great time to juggle both, basically. So I'm enrolled for March next year.
Nice.
Which I'm very excited about, but it's more for myself. I like learning. I want the knowledge, but by all means, if I can help people at the same time, then I'll do it.
Totally. That's great though. I mean, again, it's just another thing that's really amazing that, you know, you've lost the weight, you've kept it off, you've bettered your physique, and now you're wanting to learn, and I think it's a really good thing, so good on you for doing that.
Thanks.
Hope it goes really well. As much as it will probably be a lot of hard work, I'm sure it will all be worth it, and you'll learn an absolute shitload on it as well. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? Anything you want to put out there to anybody that's listening? Anything at all?
I don't think so.
Think of something, come on.
I don't know, my mind went blank when you started talking about myths, and I know loads of them.
That's alright, I put you on the spot again.
You did?
So, it's a shame we couldn't get a session in the day, but anytime in the future, you know you're welcome up to do some weights. And thanks very much for coming back in and talking to me.
No worries.
I hope everything goes really well for you in the future with your little daughter, your training, your course, and I'm sure you'll smash it all.
I'm sure I will.
He's delayed
I'm
there.
confident about it.
Are you sure? Right, thanks Lisa. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. He's dinged me then.
I didn't think you were wanting me to say it, and I thought you were